Game Show Network. All play, all day.
Buzzer TV presents Vintage Game Shows on Amazon.
My name is Carol Burnett, and I've got a secret.
Brought to you tonight by new, richer tasting Green Whip, the light, fluffy dessert topping that won't wilt. Live from New York, here is I've Got a Secret, starring Gary Moore.
Welcome to another edition of I've Got a Secret. It looks like it should be an interesting one tonight. So let's get right at it. First, in introducing the panel, making his triumphant return from the soundproof room, which he never got to leave last week, is Bill Cullen. Then there is Betsy Palmer.
Good evening.
And then there's Henry Morgan. And Bess Meyerson, and that's the bunch. Now, as I said, in case you weren't watching the show last week, we sent the panel out to the soundproof room, then brought them back one by one. Inadvertently, we ran out of time. When the show went off the air, Bill Cullen was still back in the soundproof room. He never did find out what the secret was. So as a last-minute thought, I turned to you out there, you there, the audience. And I said, I begged you. I said, now, all right, we've been playing I've Got a Secret for 11 years, and we keep our secrets tightly. I'm going to ask you, the public, all of Bill's associates on The Price is Right, his wife and close friends, not to tell him what the secret was. I wanted to see if America could go through a whole week keeping its mouth shut. Bill, now a week has gone by. Do you yet know what the secret was?
I do not, no.
Did you have any experiences with the...
Well, in the first place, when the show ended, I assumed you had just run out of time, and I went almost directly home. I had another thing to do, and I got home and I said to Ann, what really happened out there while I was stuck in the dressing room? She said, none of your business.
A nice wifely remark.
And I thought she was kidding, and I said, why? She said, well, Gary asked me right on the air in front of all those thousands and millions of people not to say anything, so I won't. So she didn't tell me. The next day, walking to work, which is only about a block, one of the fellows said, did your wife tell you what happened last night? I said, no, she didn't. He said, do you want me to tell you? And I said, no, I don't. And so he said, okay, if that's the way you feel about it, then I won't. And that pretty much made up the week, the whole way down. No one really offered to tell me the secret. Everyone asked me if I had been told, and when I told them no, I had no idea. I guess they went along with it and said, no, they're not going to tell me either.
I had a difficult week myself because people would say to me, if you don't do what I want you to do at this particular moment, I'm going to call Bill Cullen and tell him what the secret was. But fortunately, nobody did. But Bill, one precaution we had to take was, we know you got a lot of friends, we had your wife intercept your fan mail this week, and to make sure that nobody in the fan mail department would tell you. And she took out all the letters, because a lot of your fans did write in telling you the secret. And a lot of them were pretty mad at me.
Oh, yeah?
For pulling this trick on you. So I just picked one at random here. I thought you'd like to know that you have friends. Read this one. Other way.
This?
Yeah.
It's in a child's handwriting. Dear Bill Cullen, I will tell you... That's nice.
Yes.
I will tell you what the secret was... for the slight fee of $1. Just use the self-addressed envelope. Yours truly, Bill, age 9.
Yes. Read his name.
And it's signed Bill Pryack, P-R-I-Y-I-C, of Brookfield, Wisconsin.
And there's an airmail stamp.
And there's an airmail stamp, and you know something, this Bill Pryack, keep your eye on him. When he grows up, he's going to be the richest man in that part of the country.
Henry, do you have $1?
Yes, why?
Well, you like kids.
Not that much, I don't like kids.
Oh, send him a buck for a good
Strange kid.
Why? Pretty smart, strange kid, if you ask me.
Well, while they're considering whether or not this is a good investment, let's watch the following.
J-E-L-L. New Jello, new Jello.
Tastes like fruit,
Fresh picked fruit,
new in every flavor.
every single flavor.
Tastes like fruit.
Fresh picked fruit.
J-E-L-L.
New Jello, tastes like fruit. Fresh picked fruit. One sip will tell you Jello tastes like fruit.
J-E-L-L.
New Jello tastes like fruit. Fresh picked fruit
All 12 flavors.
tastes like fruit. Fresh picked fruit.
J-E-L-L-O.
Another fine product of General Foods.
All right, well, that's good work from our client. Now let us welcome our first contestant of the evening. Would you come in, sir? First contestant, come in, please. He's skinny, isn't he, our first contestant? Oh, all right, let's see what it is. Here we go. There we go. Isn't this a gorgeous thing? Lovely. Good evening, sir.
How are you?
Very nice to have you with us. Panel, this gentleman's name is going to be Mr. X for the next few minutes, because to know his name might very well lead you to his secret. So, Mr. X, if you will whisper your secret to me, we'll show it to our audience at home.
Very good.
And there's more to it. We'll give me the second half. Well, obviously, panel, Mr. X's secret is concerning this automobile. One helpful way, it's a tough secret, one helpful way might be to get the name of the automobile, then you might know what his secret is.
To get the name?
Well, let's start with Betsy.
To get the name of the automobile.
That's just one possible way of doing it. It's not mandatory.
This automobile was built in about 1920s, sir?
No.
Before that?
Oh, yeah.
It's not a Stutz Bearcat, is it?
No. Betsy probably doesn't know much about vintage
I
automobiles.
don't,
No,
I'm
it's not
afraid.
a Stutz Bearcat.
And it's not a Stanley Steamer.
No.
Stanley and Stutz, it doesn't have to do with them.
Might be a Stanley Stutz.
Does it have to do, though, with the name of the car, sir? I mean, was it your grandfather, for instance, who designed this car?
Did your grandfather design this car, sir?
No.
No.
Did anyone in your family design this car? Is that the secret that we're trying to find out who that person was?
Yes, that's part of it. All right, so now we've got $20 down, $60 to go. We go, please, to Henry Morgan.
Well, I didn't get very far. I tried to write down some old car names, you know, is it, Stearns Knight?
No.
Durant?
No.
Franklin?
No.
Rio?
No.
Moon?
No.
Star?
No. Very good. Kissel?
Hey,
Kissel?
Didn't go back very far.
No, he doesn't. You don't go back far enough.
Further?
Oh, yes.
No.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
Peugeot.
No.
Yeah. Well, let's try something else.
Bluff? No, it isn't a bluff.
Let's go for something else. I missed something. When Betsy asked, was it somebody in your family, sir? Was the answer yes?
It was.
All right, then it would be your grandfather.
No.
I asked that.
Oh, I'm sorry. See, I was writing. There's no point either.
Wait.
I have...
$40 down, $40 to go, and we go, please, to Bess.
Well, was it invented more recently than, say, your grandfather might have invented it?
No, I didn't get the question.
Said, was it invented more recently than your grandfather's time?
Well, I think it was, yes.
Yes. Were you the gentleman, perhaps?
No.
No? Was it your father, then?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And I wouldn't really begin to take a chance on what the name of it could be. Your name obviously isn't something like Mr. Rolls Royce.
All right, now, panel, we're so
Like
very
that.
close.
But let me...
Pardon?
Oh.
Yes, Bess, go ahead.
Well, his father invented it, and is it the number of years that it's been in your possession or its value?
No, it's
That's gone-
No.
What?
Well, it's the date of when his father... Now, Bill thinks he has something here.
Well, is it Harry S. Olds? Is it an Oldsmobile?
Thank you. That's very kind of you on behalf of my Tuesday night sponsor.
Yeah, we better not mention him. Ford or Chevy were made in
No. Now, let me tell you this, Bill. You're the old car nut around here. You and Henry both. Does the letter D suggest anything to you?
Duesenberg?
Duryea.
Duryea, yes, indeed. This is George Duryea.
English.
Sitting right beside me here. This car is the first successful gasoline-driven automobile ever sold in America. That is way back before Ford or Mr. Olds or any other of the automobile pioneers. Mr. Durier's father, J. Frank Durier, built this car in 1896. What is really interesting, to say the least, is that J. Frank Durier himself is now 93 years old, and he is sitting at home watching this show at this moment. And good evening, sir. We would like to have had him with us tonight, but it was a bit of a trip, and so we asked his son to sit in and represent him. Now, there is, just to keep us from getting a lot of letters, there is an experimental automobile built earlier in 1893 by Mr. Durier and his brother Charles E. Durier, which is in the Smithsonian Institute. But this is actually the first gasoline-driven car ever sold in the United States. Now, how many of these cars were built in the first year of production?
13.
13. How much did your father sell this car for?
About $1,000.
$1,000. Now, in those days, that would be what? $6, $7, $8, $9, $10,000. Henry, yes?
No, there's one thing bothering me, and probably bother a lot of other people. Isn't this somewhat rebuilt?
Restored? It is very nearly in its original shape from the outside of it. The inside, there's been a little work done on it, but it is practically what it was originally.
Beautiful.
And I must say, it is still in running condition, but there was no way we could start the motor backstage without tipping off the nature of the spot. It had some amazing features on it, way ahead of its time. Would you explain this stick control?
This was the speed change lever, and you change speeds by adjusting it up and down. And it has a stop there so that you wouldn't go out wouldn't go into the wrong speed at the wrong time. And the throttle is down here, and it has a brake, which is about all you need.
Now, the car has 2 cylinders, has a water-cooled engine, electric ignition, it has spray carburation, and think of this, in those times, tubeless pneumatic tires, which were never followed up, and we did not get tubeless pneumatic tires as a standard thing until about, what, 15 years ago, I think, even perhaps less than that. This car was the feature attraction, to show you its uniqueness, of the Barnum and Bailey Circus in 1896, and it was the first automobile that most people had ever seen. And how fast did the car go, sir?
Well, at least 25, anyway. We had a little speed test with a cop out in Chicago one time with us, and he reported it was 25. I've heard it would go faster. I'm not sure.
Well, now what gets me is his father must not only have been a fine engineer, a fine designer, but a great salesman, because he was able to sell a car that would go 25 miles an hour when there was no road for automobiles whatsoever, and no place to go 25 miles an hour on. This coming Thanksgiving Day will mark the 67th anniversary of the first automobile race ever held in America, from Chicago to Evanston, Illinois. And Mr. Durier's car won that one. It took him 7 hours and 55 minutes to drive the 55 miles using 3.5 gallons of gas on the trip.
There was 1.5 feet of snow, by the way, while he did it. And the roads were not clear at that time. So.
Well, I want to thank our good friends Kirkland Gibson and George Waterman, Jr. of East Greenwich, Rhode Island, for lending us this car. Mr. Durier, a pleasure to have met you, and give our very best regards to your father.
Thank you.
Good night, sir. What a honk. Panel, I'm sorry, panel, I have to ask you all to leave the premises.
Here we go again.
And Bill, I promise you'll get back this week.
All right.
We will call you back because we have to have you back to play the spot, all right? And there goes the panel. And now here's a young lady who says that she is going to teach us a new twist. Hi, Sally Audrey, how are you? Good to see you. I'm all ready to go there. You've got to go.
Oh, no, Jerry. This twist isn't a dance. It's a dessert topping dream whip.
Oh, boy.
It's the way to give a new twist to that big traditional turkey dinner coming up soon. Dream Whip's great for dressing up Thanksgiving desserts like a delicious big mince pie or pumpkin pie. See? It's so light and fluffy. Won't wilt or separate even if you whip it up hours before dinner.
Well, sounds like a good idea for busy cooks. And as for the way that it tastes, well, this new improved Dream Whip has the richest, freshest new flavor ever whipped.
Yet only 14 calories per tablespoon serving.
So why don't you twist or waltz right down to your store for some Dream Whip soup? Here's what to look for. Now, my friends, it is my joy to enunciate probably the two most delightfully funny words in the English language. Carol Burnett. Good to see you. Say hello to your friends. Oh, now, that's pretty jazzy. What is that?
You like that?
Yes.
That's the latest fashion. It's a slave bracelet.
You're kidding. Women are going to be wearing that?
Well, I'd kind of like to get a man to wear it, but no, that's a woman's slave bracelet.
Well, I think it's lovely looking, and, we're so glad at this opportunity this evening to present the real Carol Burnett. Because, you never see the true girl. You've never met the chic, the suave, the lovely creature that she is in real life when she's not on stage. No, we always dress her up in a crummy sweater with holes in it, or we throw water on her. Tomorrow night with Jack Benny, you're going to play Jane to his Tarzan?
No, I'm Boy, actually. No, I'm Jane.
You're Jane, and you wear a what?
I wear some kind of skins.
Skins?
And a wild wig.
See, Carol has a problem. Would you tell us what that problem is?
Here?
Yes, go.
Well, actually, Gary, I'm too beautiful. No, it's true. And so, in my job, I can't be really beautiful because people don't really laugh at beautiful women.
Yeah.
So this is a problem I constantly have to fight.
Mm-hmm. So how do you overcome this, Carol?
Well, every morning when I get up, I cut my eyelashes the very first thing because they grow so long overnight. And it's unhealthy to have eyelashes that long because the dust gets in, So I cut my eyelashes, and then I bind myself. And then I always darken the roots of my hair so that people will think that this is dye. And that sort of tones me down.
Well, tonight you're going to see the real Carol Burnett because thanks to Henry Bendel, a fine fashion store here in New York, we have arranged for the very latest and most ultimate in feminine fashions new this year, and you are going to model them.
I get to... Oh, thank you.
All right. Now we're going to see the real Carol. Now let's see if the panel can guess what it is that she's doing. Will you get the panel back in here, please, if you don't mind?
These are all the latest.
Yes, and don't hold in.
I won't.
Don't, let them see the real...
Yeah.
That isn't what I meant. But let them see the... All right, panel, you all know Carol Burnett.
I do. Hi, Carol.
We're going to have to ask you to put your blindfolds on, please. For this, blindfolds on, please. And, Carol, if you'll step over here. Before we can start the questioning, there are one or two little things I have to take care of. Will you open the curtains, please? This concerns something that is happening, and we'll start the questioning, please, with you.
Was somebody dancing?
No.
Was dancing music? Was somebody modeling, Carol?
Yeah.
Were you modeling?
No.
Was another girl modeling?
Yeah.
Was it clothing?
Yeah.
Was it scanty?
No.
Darn it. I can't see anyway, so it might as well not be. Was it something other than you were wearing? Now, can I take mine off?
Nope. Betsy Palmer, and Betsy, you may start the questioning, please.
Carol, was it modeling again?
Yeah.
Are you involved in the modeling?
What?
Are Are you dressing the model?
Am I what?
Dressing the model?
No.
Are you doing anything to them?
No, Betsy.
Are you just sitting there doing nothing?
No, I wouldn't say that.
Are you and Gary preparing something for them?
I'd say we're preparing something, all right.
Does it have to do with what they're modeling?
Does it have to do with what?
Oh, I was just going to say, does it have to do with what they're modeling?
Oh, indeed it does.
Yes, it does.
Can we take off our blindfolds?
No. There go my eyelashes again.
So the question now goes to Henry Morgan, please. Henry Morgan, you're up.
Fine.
Sounds like a good show. I wish I could see it.
Are you kidding?
Carol?
What?
Are there more than 4 people on stage?
Right now, no, Henry.
Are you back?
I'm over here. All righty. Up.
Do I go?
Yes, Beth.
Carol. Carol.
Don't make any difference. I think your way to go.
Carol. Are you in anything other than that basic black dress you wore when you introduced yourself to the audience?
You might say so, yes.
You mentioned something in passing about your eyelashes. Are you putting anything on your head, or have you been doing something to your head?
Yeah?
And to the rest of you as well?
Yeah.
And
All right, now, panel, just before. Just before you take your blindfolds off, a few last touches, dear. A few last touches.
Can I take my blindfold off?
It's all authentic. Will you turn around and face me, Carol? There you go. One more.
oh, let us see.
All right, panel, there she is, the new Carol Burnett. Well, you see, the thing is that on all the other shows she's on, they never let her wear any smart clothes. Tonight, everything that she is wearing came from Henry Bendel, the latest in fashions for this year, including, believe it or not, boots for fair weather wear. And Carol, now we see the real you here.
Yeah.
And the leopard coat.
How you feel?
I'm a little hot. Giving me this opportunity to be absolutely glamorous here.
Quite all right.
I love it.
And well, she's got to get up off the floor before tomorrow night, or else she won't be on the Jack Benny show. Friends, while we're bringing her to, we'll be back with you again right after this important message.
the model look, model hair, model flair. Get it? The model look is in the styling book. Free with self-styling. Adorn.
Take a fling at a high-fashion hairdo. Back comb the side, then tease a tower. Up. Continue till all your hair meets at the top. Then spray with self-styling Adorn and smooth to one side. See the shine? Adorn never dulls. That curl will hold with Adorn. A model look. You can do with Adorn, the only spray made to help you style your hair yourself.
Get it? The model look is in the styling book. Free with self-styling Adorn.
Regular Adorn or new red label Adorn for hard-to-hold hair. You'll adore Adorn.
Okay, now I saved a couple of minutes at the end of tonight's show to do something we haven't done for almost a year, but it's something that you keep writing in saying, please do it. And it used to be that about once every month and a half, I would ask the panel what books they are currently reading. People were apparently interested, and it also helped the sale of books, and I'm always in favor of anything that sells books. So we'll take a check down the panel. I didn't warn them in advance. Bill, what are you currently reading that you recommend?
Well, I have just about to begin Fail Safe.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
My wife has started reading that, and she didn't get a wink of sleep for 2 nights in a row.
Well, that goes to show it's going to happen to me tonight and tomorrow, then, because I'm going to start right now.
Oh, it's a real gripper, I'll tell you that. Betsy, what are you reading?
Well, I just finished reading a book which I'm pretty late about reading bestsellers. In fact, I get to them many years later, but it's a book that I think that every woman definitely should read it, and every man should read it, too, and it's A Gift from the Sea by Anne Morrow Lindbergh. It's a very small book, but it has a lovely message.
A woman's book, predominantly, no?
Not really, no.
Really?
every human being should read it. It's
What?
lovely.
That includes quite a few of us.
Yes.
Henry, have you got anything going currently that you're hot about?
Well, it wouldn't be anything that would... Pretty exciting book. You know what I've been doing for a few years now is trying to get an education. And I buy the books occasionally that people always say, boy, I should read that. So I've been buying them, and I got up to The Adventures of Marco Polo. And this won't increase the sales any, because the book I bought, I think, was printed about 100 years ago. It's fascinating, though.
Well, friends, all go out and buy yourself a 100-year copy of Marco Polo. You'll enjoy it. Bess, dear, what do you...
Well, Gary, for the last couple of weeks, I spent a great deal of time with Geometry 2. See, Barbara was having a little problem with it, but she solved it before I got to it, so that was playing safe. And let's see, I finished Herman Wouk's Youngblood Hawk, which is a marvelous narrative, a good story, and I'm just ready to start another one called 7 Days in May.
Well, friends, that gives you a quick rundown. I currently have just read and loved a book called Blue Negative by Edwin Streeter. I recommend it highly. And we will see you all next week when our guests are Steve Allen and Jane Meadows. And Betsy, good luck tomorrow night at the Mineola Playhouse when she opens in South Pacific. You're going to be a smash, I know. See you next week.
Miss Myerson's Down by Cameo. I've Got a Secret has been brought to you tonight by Light, Fluffy, Green Whip Dessert Topping. Another fine product of General Foods. This is John Kenneth speaking.
When I found out about the murder, I was stunned. It couldn't happen. Not to Kelly, not in Polina.
People starring Peppa the Cheerleader. And you could catch Peppa the Cheerleader.
I thought it had to be some sick joke the Bobettes played to get attention.
As a regular movie, and the other one as an ABC Sunday night movie on my Internet Archive Game Show channel. Watch it.
I spoke with Trisha Doyle and a few of the other Bobette girls. None of them knew anything about any dinner.
That can't be right. She said it was for the Bobettes. It's just the type of thing that they do.
Well, that may be. But this time I think it was,
It was a lie.
the car that your neighbor saw belongs to one John Shelley. Shelley? I know him, but he's not a suspect, no. He drove Kelly home last night. Now, she was with her friend. A young woman, about the same age. And he didn't see her face. She stayed in the dark. But Kelly had knocked on the Shelley's door. She was upset with his friend and didn't want to be driven home by her. Fortunately, that turned out to be a good instinct.
That was a chiller this summer on the 9 in the afternoon.
The greatest stars in television history appear on Game Show Network.
Good evening. I'm Johnny Carson, and I've got a secret.
Let's share your secret with the audience.
Are we going to be very amused by what happened?
There's a possibility.
$60 down, 20 to go. Morgan, is he going to feel contact with something?
Not we don't know. We hope not.
On panel, it turns out that Johnny Carson is an expert with the bow and the arrow.
Well, not Gary, not really. Not really. I bought a bow a couple of weeks. I've been fooling around.
Oh, let's practice.
Seems to be right through his head, John. 1 in 1,000 times, Gary, it happens, you know.
See your favorite stars on Game Show Network.
He was the kind of guy you didn't mess around with.
Impossible.
He had street smarts, all right.
Did you kiss the wife of somebody involved on this particular program by any chance?
And a keen sense of smell. He could track down secrets like nobody's business.
I forgot what I asked there for a minute.
You can watch him in action. Bill Cullen.
Who can play at this game, you know?
I've Got a Secret. Weeknights, 9-ish Eastern, 6-ish Pacific.
I've Got a Secret, the most revealing game show in television history.
Well, I'm all for games that reveal things. How does it work?
Well, contestants whisper their deepest, darkest secret to host Steve Allen. Then a celebrity panel tries to guess what that secret is.
I got oh, boy.
There are also crazy stunts, stupid pet tricks.
I didn't do it.
And beautiful music. So check out I've Got a Secret weeknights at 9:30 Eastern only on Game Show Network.